This was the first week it was supposed to get in the 90s this spring, so I decided to go ahead and shear the sheep. Apparently when I took these blades apart to clean them, I didn't put them back correctly, and I had so much trouble with them that I just went and got a new blade. I'll have a professional put them back together for me so I can use them. But I was frustrated, so I didn't video it. Here she is, finished. The next day. For the first day, she had an ugly haircut. PETA was trying to figure out who this new sheep was that I brought in. PETA would not stay on the stand, so here he is sheared, and he is so skinny. At this point, I had only had him a few weeks, so I was really trying to put weight on him. I also have PETA on a weight builder. It's made for horses, but it works for him. We put this fence up, but didn't electrify it so that the sheep could graze right in front of their pen. Then later we decided after they escaped several times, they could just graze wherever they want. I did finally start getting eggs from the quail, but I have something else in the incubator right now that I'll tell you about later. Then we came in the barn one day and something had grabbed my quail through that slot right there where the eggs roll out. So we had to block them off. It ended up killing 4 of them. So the remaining ones from the bottom I put in the top. 2 of those are also injured. And they did make it through the next day. And the next day I also bought all this hardware to put a cover over the egg rollout portion. We are still working on separating the pigs because the piglets are due at the end of May. So we had to make shelters for each individual pen after we separate all 3. We did have to separate Hagrid already because he was beating up the girls. They're okay though, they just had some shallow bite marks. I saw Peppermint Patty with something I thought in her mouth, but no, it's up her nose. That is a hook from our outdoor cooking set. Lately the cows have been staying up front, so we did have to figure out a way to get them all back to the corrals. So I sat in the back of the truck and shook the bag, and eventually the cows sauntered to the corrals where they know they'll be fed in that trough. Then we had to put Peppermint Patty in the alleyway. Peppermint Patty is an old, experienced cow, and so she knows the routine. She went right in the alleyway. She knew we were going to do some work with her. After gently twisting and pulling, we thought we were going to have to take her to the vet. It doesn't have a sharp end, but we didn't want to hurt her or damage her permanently. But after a little more twisting and figuring out which way it went, it came out.
Good job, Peppermint Patty. Thank you.
There was just a big old booger and a little bit of blood, but it wasn't bad at all. These are from Mavis, my turkey. There are 10 eggs in here that are too heavy for the automatic turner, so 5 to 7 times a day we have to go in and turn them. On day 7, I candled all of the eggs, and they all look like this, which is not good. It looks as if they're infertile. I've heard things about first-year toms not being fertile, but I'll put them in the incubator for a few more days and check them again before I throw them out. For Mother's Day, I took my babies to the farm to play.
Yes, I'll come back to you.
They had a great time and slept the rest of the day. Another thing we've been working on is drip irrigation for the garden. We do hope to get water very soon, but we wanted to go ahead and get it done while it was still cool. This emitter is a ½ gallon per hour. I'm not sure what to give each of the plants, so we're just trying out different things. We just use a soaker hose for the butternut squash since they're gonna get pretty thick. And then for the bush cucumbers, we used a line that has pre-drilled holes every 18 inches. Anytime we connected to another bed, we had to drop it down and then connect to the next one. I finished this tree ring. Obviously, it's a Texas flag. These are petunias and these are delphinium with a little white petunia for the star. Out in the orchard, the blackberries and boysenberries are doing amazing. For the first year, the blueberries are doing pretty good for their size. My neighbor's calf that I was bottle feeding ended up not getting any milk from her mom. She wasn't producing it. We don't think she got enough colostrum, and after a long battle at the vet, she didn't make it.